Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome to Piccadilly Stampin'.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Day early.
Day early, yeah.
Well, thanks for taking your time out and sharing some of your time with us as we're...
Yep, as we're getting ready to spend time and traveling to go see family.
Mm-hmm.
Is that you?
I turned it down.
Okay.
Hello, Madison.
Hello, everyone. Come on in. Let me see if I can get it to... I don't know why it didn't let me click on it. Anyone coming in?
Yeah, up to 10.
Okay, well, say hello.
Barb. Well, I'm sharing.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Here it comes in. Madison, Fran. Oh, Fran. I have to show you. I know you've seen it, but I can't help. Every time I see this little lizard, I think of Blizzard.
Oh, that's cute.
Yes.
Is that something new?
It is. It'll be from the new catalog.
Ooh, new catalog has a lizard in it.
Hi, Sherry. Hi, Karen. Hi,
Laura.
France.
Hope you guys are safe out there.
Yeah, really. There's been a lot of crazy storms and all kinds
Kristen
of stuff.
Lafredo Wenzel, hello.
Is Mom on?
Yep. I
Okay.
thought I seen her.
Okay. Let me just invite a few. How's everyone doing? Is everyone staying warm?
Hi, Sherry Tyson.
Hi, Sherry.
Jean. Patricia Nelson. Remember, you can't win if you don't share.
And I got some fun stuff tonight. So, let's get busy here. Let's start with announcements. Are we getting enough people? Okay, so announcements. Let's start. First of all, I'm down now. I've got about 5 of these catalogs left. So if you don't have a demonstrator and you would like me to be your demonstrator, I'd be happy to send you one. All you need to do is just leave me a message, and I'll message me here on Facebook, and I will send one out with your address. Oh, Paper Pumpkin.
Paper Pumpkin.
Bill's
up till the 10th.
Till the 10th, yes. You're so funny. He has this down. You guys can tell that we rehearse some things. I'm not
going for Scooby Streets this week. I'm just going for myself.
Just so you know, I have his Scooby treats. So you might get them at the end if you're good. All right. This kit is a little something for everything, which means it has 13 sentiments for all different occasions, ranging from birthdays and more. It gives you 4 each of 3 designed cards. So it's kind of going to be a fun one for December. Piccadilly Perks. So Piccadilly Perks is just a reward system. And how it works is that for every $35 that you spend, you form the word Piccadilly. And we had another winner again. So, yeah, that has earned their perks. After you do 5 $35 purchases, then you get a 10 $35 purchases, and then it's like getting one for free. I'm going to give you a shopping spree of $25 if you do it through me, of any product in current catalogs, plus free shipping and tax with that. This is only for the U.S. because I know I do have some people now that watch. Nicole. Yeah.
She's awake tonight. Last week she missed it because she slept in.
It's okay. We understand. I'm so glad I have this Irish following. I wish that there was a market in Ireland for Stampin' Up! To sell to, but keep talking to them. Keep sending them messages. Maybe they'll open that up in your market. I have a wonderful, fun, creative team, the Piccadilly Pearls, and I'd love for you to be a part of it. If you would like to get your products at a discount, and I believe that everybody should get their products at a discount, then every purchase you make, you can get a pretty nice little discount of Stampin' Up. If you want to be like one of the first to get some of the new things, like I was showing Fran a stamp set, the way to do it is to be a Piccadilly Pearl. So if you want to join up on my team, just let me know. Send me a message. We would love to have you. Actually, we got kind of a really neat set of ladies on this team. Mm-hmm. The last thing is I've made my Stampin' Up wish list, and I actually had someone take me up on this, Bill. So
really,
yeah.
Oh, somebody called.
So if you have a husband, a significant other that you would like them to get you some items through Stampin' Up, let me know. I will call them for you and let them know what's on your wish list. Just get me that wish list. Okay, so while I have the catalog here, I just want to open up a couple of things. First of all, the organizer. It's a great wish list item. It's kind of pricey when you do it all at once if you want to do it for every color, but trust me, you do. And like the Stamparatus or the bag, both of those. And then the last thing is I'm going to be talking about blends tonight. I always try to have a theme for each one of my Facebook Lives. We're going to be using the Bird Ballard Suite. Not all of it, but not the whole suite, but we're going to be using quite a bit from it. And I just wanted to show you that's in our regular catalog. And I think sometimes we get so wrapped up into the holidays and what's going on that we forget that we've got this really beautiful catalog. And I want to show you guys this really quick. Let me go grab it. It's across the room. It's easy to kind of miss. So this is, they have this beautiful little tin you see here that they decorated up that is a part of this suite. And it is envelopes, and then it is kind of a die-cut card base. So you can put a color or paper behind it, and then that will show through and make beautiful cards. Or you can even do it just like they did with kind of the very vanilla on very vanilla. So pretty. It's way pretty. That's in this suite too, but we're not going to be using that tonight. I just wanted to show you guys. So that's on page 90 through 90, I think 3, yeah, of the annual catalog. So let's get going because I kind of have some festive stuff, and I want to talk about, no, I want to see that. I want to talk about blends.
Blended tonight?
Yes.
Cool.
Okay, let's start with this project. I've got everything out instead of putting it individually in project box. Let me just show you the array of colors we're going to be using, and every single one of these is going to be on one of these 2 projects that we're working tonight. Not every color, but we're going to be using this whole array. So this is really pretty and bright and fun, and there's quite a few different colors. So Billy, you watch, and if there's any questions about what color I'm using, because I want people to understand.
Love the tin.
That tin is so gorgeous. I know. Yeah. I had to have that. So I'm starting off. This is Calypso Coral, and I'm just going to do a card base. Is anybody else cold tonight? Because it is really windy here. We had a little bit of snow, but not like some people. Okay, so let's do a little Stampin'. Let's start with our Stampin'. I'm using the Free as a Bird set, and I'm going to use this bird image, and The World Needs More of You, because I have some folks that I think that I can send that to that would be really pleased about that.
People like, one person likes the, oh, it's Joy. She likes the red blend of mine.
Hi, Joy.
Tonight, are you?
I was just thinking about Joy, actually. And not just because it's Wednesday night, because I was actually thinking about her yesterday and wondering how she was doing. Isn't this little bird cute? I think he's adorable.
He is a little booger, isn't he?
He is. He's a little booger.
Little booger.
So I'm going to start off because I like bright colors. I tend to gravitate towards bright colors. And this is the dark pumpkin pie. And we're just going to do a real quick little stay away from the lines on blends. So
otherwise it'll pull it in.
Yeah, or actually it'll bleed out.
Oh,
so
bleed out.
You want to stay away from that. And then I'm going to go, now I have 3 colors here and they look kind of similar.
Yeah, they do.
But let me explain. I've got a light daffodil, dark daffodil, which is what I'll be using for this. But I also have, if you're looking for like the next color up, if you like to do a lot of blending, I have the light mango melody. And it really works really good, and it kind of gives almost a crushed curry. Sometimes we'll be using it on the next one, you'll see. So there's many different ways you can do this little bird. I chose to do kind of a yellow. I'm going to start off with going pretty quickly with the light. Now, so blends you can use to color in, but you can also use them, it's to make like all of the detail work. So,
hi Tara.
Hi Tara. You've been missing in action lately. I haven't heard from you. So, I'm going to use the dark daffodil light, and Stampin' It makes it really easy because if you look here, there's the little lines that kind of show you the highlights of it. So you can go in here and you make it up. And they kind of feather out, which I love about it. Then I'm going to go back in and I'm going to smooth those out. But again, I'm staying as much away as I can from the black lines. Now I use the Memento ink to help from keeping it from spreading, but feathering out. I also find that, at least for me, I prefer the thick Whisper White when I'm doing anything with blends. Okay, so I got a cute little birdie there. Let's take, you guys all have these little scrap pieces that you cut off. Well, I save them, and about once a year, then I go through and kind of
cut them up,
ditch them. Yeah, but I use them along the way pretty good. I don't have to ditch a whole lot, but sometimes my little white, am I in camera? Good.
You are.
Okay, now I'm going to stop and.
It's looking good.
Okay. Thanks, Bill. You guys, isn't he such a sweetheart?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, look at your stamp before you do that.
What'd you do?
I stamped it upside down.
Well, that isn't good.
No.
Marsha's on.
Hi, Marsha. I hope you're feeling better. I woke up this morning.
Got a question here about the blends.
Okay, blends questions.
Which end of the blender pen do you prefer?
Depends on what I'm doing. I use them both. So when I'm doing something that has a bigger area, a lot of times I will use the brush tip. There's 2 tips. So you've got the bullet tip, which is like that. And then you have the brush tip. And sometimes I'll use that bullet tip, especially when I'm doing something that, like maybe going back in here, which I was going to show you that. So I'll just show you on this bird. So I'm going to use the light mango melody, and I'm going to use that bullet end. So let's make this even darker here. We can do whatever we want. It's our bird. So I'm following through on some of this where his dark highlights are, and I have more control. So let's stand up here. Can you see? Now I am not a perfect colorist by any means. I don't necessarily always stay in the lines either, but I hope that that gives you an idea. It just colors it in. It's very, very pretty. Okay. Any more questions? Did I answer that, or did I just ramble? I feel like I'm
you
kind
answered it. Well, doesn't matter. You like both ends because it depends on the application. Does that help you, Joy?
Okay, so I'm going to use my 2¼ inch circle punch, and I'm just going to go ahead and punch him out. And I want him, the thing I like circles a lot because they're kind of forgiving. You can angle him however you want. And I like him fairly straight. Okay. And that just went into my scrap bin for another project. All right, and I'm going to use a tailored tag punch.
I love your bird.
I love my bird too. He's cute. I just love birds. I have a bird thing. So I like the tailored tag punch because it makes just a perfect little flag. If you like to do flags, we do have a...
Can you share yours?
Hi, Sherry. Now, I used the 2¼ but I am using from our layered circles a scallop circle in the daffodil. So I'm going to glue that together. And if it would have fit in my 2-inch and my starburst punch, I would have used that. But the little bird didn't fit, so this will be just fine. Okay. Isn't it cute? Cute, cute. So in that catalog of Sweet, there's all these beautiful paper, and I don't remember the name of it, so I have to pull this out. It is called the Bird Ballard Designer Series paper. There's a bunch of this really pretty paper, and as you can see, I have been into it, and it comes in beautiful colors, which is my inspiration. And so I just cut a 1¼ slip of this paper by, we'll use this side, I like this side, 1¼ by 5½. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you this also comes with the set. I like doing this. This is a scalloped lace trim. Now you can tie this. It's got a little bit of give to it. You can tie it if you want to. But for tonight, I want it to be, let me see, I'm going to put it on this side. So I'm going to just use a little, I'll use snail. Let's do a fast fuse. Right down on that edge. And I did the check mark and I didn't need to. It's just such a habit. But I'm going to take this and I'm going to lay that right on the edge as close as I can to. It'll hold. Snail will hold it. In fact, it's very sticky red at the moment for what I'm going to do. Okay. Then let's just take our paper snips and snip this off at the length. So this is a really delicate, maybe it'll show better on my sweatshirt here, little detail, and I love it. So let's take this and let's put this down. Ooh, I'm glad I saw the other side. This is cuter. I was getting ready to glue.
Ooh, glue the wrong side.
Well, both would have been cute, really.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
I like the other side better.
You do? So I'm going to leave a little edge here where I'm going to put this down because I think that's cute. So when you guys get card layouts that you do, or you look at someone's card layout, I like to look at a card layout and I think, oh, I love that. And then what is it that I like about it? Well, if I can take it and I can use it with another stamp set, then that's what I'm going to do. That lets me know if it's a good card layout. This is one that I use kind of a lot, but it's a good card layout, and it was a good start card for us. So I'm going to take our little bird here, and let's see now. creative process is something, isn't it? I think I'll go right like that. You see it coming together? And then, let's see.
Yes, I'm watching.
You're watching?
Yep.
Why, did someone say something?
No, you just looked up, so.
Sometimes I just thinking about how I'm doing it. I may use a mini for this because I want it to be about the same height. Up at the top. Wait, no, at the bottom. Let's see how that goes. Let's overlay it right there.
Hello, Julie.
So, well, go ahead, shout it out if you're saying hello to someone.
Hello, Julie. Raphael Williamson. Beth Ann, hi. I hadn't said hi yet.
Okay, so once I get it on there, I'm just going to take my paper snips so that it matches and clip it off. So, fast, easy card using blends, using some DSP, and it's really cute. I had a suggestion that I need to stand up and show the detail a little bit. So, this one's just a nice, easy one.
Hi, Joy.
You flirting with Joy.
Well, she said hello, Bill.
Oh. Okay.
Hi from Michigan, Dina Johnson. I am not trying her last name.
I don't know if she could have heard that because you kind of went quiet. So let's go on to another one and let's do a little bit of something different. So I'm going to start off with a white Whisper White card base. Now I like to use the thick Whisper White just because I think it holds up a little better than our Whisper White. As far as a base, when I use them as a base. Okay. And I have a piece of 3 by 5.5 DSP. This is from that same DSP.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it's got little birdie feet on it. I think it's cute. Yes, it's adorable. So I'm going to just glue this down because I always like to start with my base. I don't
know about the base.
If you start singing and dancing to that, I'm out of here. I don't know if you guys could hear him. Anyone commenting on that?
Oh, not yet.
Okay, so I'm just going to set that aside. I just put that down to the bottom here. Okay, then I've got another piece of Whisper White, and I like to use the thick because I'm using blends. So I'm going to...
That question on that was, does that make that hold the ink better, the thick?
The thick, yes. When you're doing blends, it keeps it from feathering out as bad. It is an alcohol-based marker, the Stampin' blends. So, okay, and you also want to use the Memento ink, like compared to like our StazOn or something. The Memento, this will work for when you have things you want on permanently, but it will not work with the blends markers. It works with our regular markers.
Because the blends, it would leak.
The blends, it would, yeah. So this helps to keep it from leaking through. Now I have to do this because it probably dried on me.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. I'd rather answer questions when I can.
Well, they want me to start singing.
I do not want him to start singing. There's children who watch the show. Speaking of which, hello, Colton and Mia and Emma and Brooklyn and
Franklin,
Ava and Franklin. Yeah, there's a lot of them. So I'm just going to start, I'm going to go up a little ways here, and I'm going to push this image down and make sure it's a larger image. That's why I've got it on this big block. And so you want to give it a little bit of time for that ink to transfer. Ta-da!
Ta-da!
Okay, so let's start coloring this. Now, Bill, you keep them entertained. I'm going to inject when I get going.
I'm try to. I mean,
thank you for doing that. That's exactly what I wanted. How did you read my mind?
I read the mind.
Okay, I've got dark and light crumb cake. So I'm going to start with the light with the brush tip.
I am not drinking, people.
Who said that?
They're asking if I'm hitting the Thanksgiving libations already. No. I'm a quiet drunk, so I would be really quiet if that's the case.
No, I'm not kidding you guys. I wake up in the morning and the first thing he's like, I've never met anyone so happy in the morning, because I really don't want anyone in my face in the morning, where he wakes up and he's like, good morning, and just a joy. A joy. Look at that.
A joy. Yeah.
See, Joy, you're always in my life. Daily thoughts. Okay, so I started with the crumb cake, the light, and I'm going to go back with the dark, and I'm going to use that bullet end. So this one was just to kind of put the color down. And I'm going to use the bullet end. What, Bill?
Well, little conversation going on. It's like, no treble. You know, it's all about the bass.
Oh.
No treble. No, Joy just writes just trouble.
She knows you.
I know.
So then that bullet end gave me a little bit more control, and, well, apparently, since someone said that. Now, see, it's not perfect by any means, but it gives that, people don't sit there and inspect it. All right, so then I'm going to go back in with I've got the old olive, dark and light. I'm going to do the exact same thing, so you can go back to talking. And I hope everyone is not having bad weather. There's so much going on all the time. I want you guys to be safe. Now, I am one who I don't like to color everything in perfectly, because I feel like one, it takes too long, and two, it's not artsy-fartsy enough for me.
Artsy-fartsy.
So we're going to do that, and then I'm going to come back in with the bullet.
Francis' husband wakes up singing Yabba Dabba Doo.
For the longest time, I had Crazy Train for my alarm to go off.
You just got me now.
Yeah, well, and I really do. Like, Bill's just, good morning, just a ray of sunshine. I bet you he was just a really happy baby. So I just added some dark in there. No biggie. I am not going to color the flowers with any detail, so I'm just going to do this dark Calypso Coral, because I think it adds kind of a robust little pop of color. And then we're going to get into a little bit of blending here. And sometimes I just kind of like, just as a tip, if you put the thing down, it's just going to continue to bleed out. I don't know if you can see how that bled out compared to if I just touch it.
Did you use a crumb cake or a Sahara sand?
I used crumb cake.
Crumb cake, okay.
Yep. So you see how it will just continue to just pull out of your, instead of just a quick little touch, it just kind of pulls. If you leave it there, it'll just continue to get bigger and bigger. So when I'm doing these, sometimes I'm just touching it because I know it's going to start to fill that paper. Instead of having to like rub over each area, it kind of fills itself in. So, okay, so now let's get to the fun part. Let's get to the part that just makes this pop. So I really like using a variety of colors, and Pool Party and Bermuda Bay go together really well. So I use the light Pool Party, the dark Pool Party, and then the light Bermuda Bay. So let's just start with this little piggy on the end. And you can make this up as you go. You don't have to. You can leave white spots. It's yours. So I did the light. I'm going to come back in with, hold on, with the light Bermuda Bay. That was the light Pool Party. And let's get some of, let's just follow his wing and his tail and down here. And I might even come in just a little bit on the side here, like so. Now I'm going to go back with that next color and blend that out.
So what color's that?
This is the dark pool party.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm trying to keep up.
Yeah. And then you can fade it even more and pull in.
Is that light pool party?
This is the light pool party.
All right.
So,
trend.
you see how I get some of the shading done? And very quickly too, mind you. So, I got this thing underneath me and I'm about to fall. All right. So, we've got him done. Let's go in and get his little beak. And this is the dark pumpkin pie.
Oh, there's a whole slew of them.
Yeah, there is. We'll just do all their beaks while we're here. Okay, let's go to another color. So let's mix it up a little bit. Let's go to some lighter colors. So I have, I'm going to take this one out for now. I have, do I have the right one? Dark daffodil, light daffodil, and light calypso. So let's start here. And I want to start with, whoops. Sorry, you guys. My little, these things hook very tight, and you want them to because they're alcohol. Yeah. So I'm going to start on his little belly here with the light. Okay. And then I'm going to come back in. Keep grabbing the wrong side. And I'm going to get a little darker around here. Did I grab the right one? Yeah. And then I'm going to use the Calypso Coral. And I'm going to blend right into that. Isn't it cute?
Yeah.
I'm going to do his little head. And you know what? I might just leave a little white strip there. Now, this always looks a little bit different when it's dry, so keep that in mind. So I'm going to leave a little light strip on him. I'll go back to my blues again, and this time I'm going to start it a little different. I'm going to use the bullet end on him, and I'm going to go in with the, this is the light Bermuda Bay. I think sometimes people are intimidated by blends, but really, you don't have to be. I'm going to go back in with the light Pool Party, and I'm going to leave him a little bit. And then the dark Pool Party.
Pretty birds, what they're saying.
They are pretty birds. They're just cute little honey bears. Okay, last one, we're going to add the dark, or the light Mango Melody. We're going to add some color here. We're going to change him up from the first one, because as he's dry, they're going to change a little bit. So I'm going to start with making a line like here on his tummy. And I'm going to come in with, oops, the light Calypso on his tummy. Go back with the light and just kind of blend right on over that. And I'm going to leave him a little white stripe too. I'm going to take that light Mango Melody go back over, even into some of that Calypso Coral, because it changes the color a little bit. What?
Just pretty birds. That's all I'm seeing.
And then I'm going to go back with the light. Not the bullet side, the brush side. And I'm going to blend those back out. Now, as the colors dry, they're going to take on a different color. So you might want to go back in. And sometimes when you go over, like, okay, I wasn't going to show you guys this, but I just want to show you because I've been using blends like crazy. And I just made a sample card with something from Celebration. So you see how I went back in and I let the thing pool so that it would make their little tummies on the meerkats. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. So that's kind of what I'm doing on the little birds. The other thing that you can do is use a color lifter, and it has the bullet and the brush end, and you can come in here and just make a little highlight wherever you want to, and it'll take away some of the color. You have to give it a minute for it to kind of dry, but can you see the little birdies?
Mm-hmm. Looking really good.
Okay, and then I just left some just white spots. I don't know if they have them or not, but so cute, right?
That'd be the snow on them.
The snow. Maybe they're older birds like you, Bill.
What?
Okay, so I'm going to move this away. Before I get going to the next part of this, I want to know if there's any more questions or anything.
No,
because blending, I might just, maybe I'll just do something real quick. I'm going to use a darker color here. So everybody has their own style. I have showed you today where I did the lighter color like this, and then I came back in with the bullet end, made a few little lines. I'm doing this kind of large so you can see it. Then you come back with the color, the light color, and you blend it in. Okay, the other way is to do the dark color like so, and then when you start in with your, this is Calypso Coral and it's kind of going dry, but you come back in, you go right over where you were. Do you see how that's starting to blend? Now, it would have been better if my pen isn't dry, but
why is your pen dry?
because I use it a lot.
Oh.
Or I left the cap off. I mean, since these have come out, this has kind of, I used to use our Stampin' Right markers all the time, and I do that when I'm doing on, but the blends have become my go-to. I just like the combinations that you can get. Okay, so let's go back to building the card, and I get it. Will you remind me I need a light Calypso Coral blend? What I like about them, I'm not going to talk about any other companies, but they're priced pretty good that when they're done, you can just replace them pretty easily. It's like $4.50, so I like that. Okay, so now I'm going to bring out the new Stampin' Trimmer, and I am a firm believer in the guillotine cutter. I always have been, but I love this trimmer, and I love it for all sorts of reasons. Every card that I make like this comes out a little bit different, and I like that. So I'm not lining anything up. What I like is you can see through the trimmer, so you can see what you're cutting and where you're cutting. I want this to have kind of an interesting cut to it.
You just slide this way a little bit.
Which way? This way?
Yep.
Oh, am I too far? Sorry, guys. So what I was saying is you can see through the trimmer to see where you're cutting, and I like sometimes like a little interesting angle or cut to my projects. This makes it so easy. I've had a couple of questions about this trimmer versus a guillotine, and I just want to say a guillotine will come down and cut your paper nice and smooth. This is what I'm talking about. This is one. It'll cut it nice and smooth, and there's no little line. With a trimmer, it pushes the paper apart. There's a little blade that pushes the paper apart. So you will get like a little lip or a little edge on it, but if you take your thumbnail right over it, it goes flat again, and I'm going to show you that. I have no measurements. I'm not measuring it up to anything. I'm going by feel, which is...
Quick question on the
Yep.
markers.
Yep.
Are they refillable?
They're not refillable. They've priced them at a very good price point, so it's $4.50 to replace them. I've had that for, gosh, since they came out.
4 years ago?
No, I don't know when they came out.
2 years ago?
But yeah, it just depends on how much you use them, because I think that will be the next question that comes is, well, how long do they last? Well, depends. So now I'm in here and I have the ability to see what I'm doing, and I can change the angle, and this looks fairly good to me. So I'm going to use the cutting edge, pushing through that paper, and I just cut that. I don't know what that angle is. It's what I felt like. That's how we roll here at the Piccadilly. And I'm going to do the same thing. Coming back. I just want to make sure I don't have that down too. Okay. So now, I'm going to stand up here and show you guys. So now, this is that little bitty ridge that I'm talking about. If you take your thumbnail and go like this, that's it. It's gone. It's all gone. It's good. Okay, so I've got some kind of a crazy little angle here to my card, or to my base. So I want to just look at this a moment. If I take this and lay it on my card, I've now created a new effect. So I like,
that is kind of a cool.
Isn't that neat? It's very cool. So let me just see. I got about right there. So I'll use my, I could just use my Stampin' trimmer again, I guess, just to show y'all. Do you guys like that? Do you ever do kind of some crazy cuts?
Some wows.
Yeah. Now I can see if this fits what I want or not. And it does. Isn't that pretty? It just takes a card, and it's something very simple that adds in a little detail, a little interest to your card. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. Also, remember with the blends, because they do bleed, you want to have a protected surface if you're working like on your kitchen table, unless you like little doodads on your wood. Some people might. Okay. So we're going to glue this down, and now with very little effort, because I did not measure, I don't think. This is kind of how I roll a lot of the time anyway, is I just go with what I feel like. I try not to have recipes be too stringent, because when you screw up, then you feel bad if you're trying to follow a recipe, you know. But with cards, you get so much creativity. Now this is our seam binding. This is the crushed curry seam binding. No, it does not match Daffodil Delight perfectly, but I like that about it because I use some Mango Melody in here on my little birdies.
They like your unusual cuts.
I like my unusual cuts too. I think it's fun. So I'm going to put this on here, and I'm just going to do a simple little granny knot here. I hope I'm in camera.
Seem to be. If you're right there, you're good.
Okay. So let's just trim this down right off the roll here. And again, this was the Crushed Curry Crinkle Seam Binding, and I love it. Even though I think it really goes well with the daffodil. Let me mess around with this for a minute. I think it really brings the colors together between the birds and the little bit of Calypso Coral in there. Even though I got the dark here, I don't know, I like it myself. Okay, so let's move this out of the way, and then let's get the sentiment on there. I don't know about you guys, but I need a lot of thank you cards. So, let me grab a scrap piece of paper. Well, I'll just use this, because anytime I don't test it. Okay. What I'm doing is making sure my hand's straight. So I'm going to stamp right on this my little thank you. Okay. So let me take just a moment and show you this finished card first. Okay. Isn't that gorgeous? It really is so pretty, you guys. And let me bring you back in this other card. And I want to ask if anyone notices anything about these cards, other than they're using the same suite. But I just used the blends. So I used the stamps, the ink, and paper with one embellishment, which was just ribbon on both cards. I don't have any of the extras, just stamps, paper, ink, and ribbon. That's it. And I did that on purpose because Stampin' Up! is talking about simple stamping, which is just SIP cards, stamps, ink, and paper. And this is a little bit stepped up because we do have a little die cut here, but for the most part, it's just stamps, ink, and paper. Blends, however, are a way that you can use your ink in a variety of ways. And I love how bright these are, and I love how cute they are. So what's anyone saying? Anybody saying anything?
Oh, they love them. They're stinking cute.
Aw. So, just a second, guys. I left this over here. Any questions, Bill? Will you look?
Stinking cute in the punches. Mailable.
Yes, they're mailable because they're flat with just the ribbon.
So happy.
You could add, now if you wanted to step it up again, you could add some...
Very tweet, says Joy.
Joy. You could add like even some rhinestones or something just to glimmer it up. I debated whether to do a Wink of Stella because our flowers can... I was going to do it on the birds, but then I thought birds really don't have shimmer. But this...
you ask them, they might.
Okay. So, again, you guys, if you are interested in getting a catalog from me, I'd be glad to send you one, even our annual catalog. If you have any questions about blends, please send me a message. I will get back to them. Probably not tonight, but probably tomorrow. Oh, I forgot.
Probably not tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm going to be working tomorrow.
No.
I am.
Watching the parade, dog show.
Yeah, I love that. I'm a big dog lover. So, okay, it is time. If you guys would share my video, and you know, you don't always have to share it to your wall. You can share it to a group or something. I am just trying to get some exposure. And
Franklin says he wants a catalog.
Franklin does?
Doesn't his mom have some?
I think so. But for tonight's drawing, I'm going to send these cards to whoever wins. So, you ready?
Yeah.
And if you want to get in,
you got to share.
I do have a new host code this month.
Oh, yeah. It started yesterday.
Yeah. FDYNTFEN. So, please use the host code if your orders are 150 or less. So, okay.
Hi, Carrie Shear Langford.
Wow.
She says she's new.
Well, welcome. Welcome.
She's not the winner. The winner is Marsha Bartles. Woohoo!
Oh, Marsha. Marsha, you won these beautiful little cards. And I happen to know that Marsha has this set, so maybe this will give you a little bit of inspiration. So, Marsha, I will send this out to you. You guys, thank you so much for spending, a lot of people are traveling for the holidays and stuff and spending a little bit of time with me and Bill. I really do appreciate that very much.
And we're thankful for all your support.
And we really are thankful for all your support. So have a great evening, a great Thanksgiving, and we'll see you next week. All right.
In December.
Is it December already? Yeah, it is, isn't it? Wow. Okay. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.